Okay, I'm calling some like seriously. This is the worst prediction season I've ever had for this show. Yeah, if you've seen Cable versus Booster Gold, my pick didn't win again. But to be fair, a lot of people had him as the winner for that. So again, not actually spoiling who was going to be the winner or who won, who didn't. But if you watch, and it was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. Like the fight itself was good. I mean, Booster time freezes him. He just doesn't move. It's like, you punch like a girl. Like that. That was hilarious and it had some good stuff to it. Um, but yeah, when the winner was declared, and when they explained it, I'm like, okay, that does make sense, but so yeah, it sucks, but oh well. This thumbnail, by the way, is brought to us by Dark Vader 2016. From DeviantArt, they made this thumbnail. As best I could tell, they made this thumbnail. I will make sure to give that shout out in the description as well. But yeah, Obi-Wan, hello there. Oh, hello there. Versus Kakashi. Of all the people for Kakashi to be paired up with or paired against, I get it. They're mentors to their respective, students. But this one kind of strikes me as just an odd match, like because on paper it looks kind of obvious who I think would win. But to be fair, on paper it looked pretty obvious who was going to win with Cable and Booster Gold. So, and a lot of times on paper it looks simple. So, I mean, let's break this down real quick. Obi-Wan's actually the more simplistic to go over. He is the Jedi Master. They're gonna probably use him in his prime because let's be honest. While the Obi-Wan we meet in the beginning of the original series, the first time we meet him, Alec Guinness, is obviously still very powerful. Physically speaking, he is not as capable as he was. So you can't use him as his as his prime. You're probably going to be using him sometime around the era of Revenge of the Sith. That's when you're probably going to be using him. They're probably going to composite some things together and take some stuff from his older Jedi Force using. So that's what they're probably going to do with Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan's still Jedi Master. Obviously, he wields a lightsaber. If Kakashi's tagged with a lightsaber, he's going to be in trouble. So yeah, he's got that benefit to him. He is a strong strategist, definitely, and a strong combatant. But what kind of sets Obi-Wan apart from other Jedi is that his usage of the Force isn't as grand as you see with someone like Windu or Yoda or Anakin. Like sheer raw power is not what Obi-Wan's strength is in. His strength is actually in his finesse with the Force. Like he's aware that he's got limitation, but he can still do Force pushes. But he's also actually very good at finite control. I believe we see in one of the Clone Wars episodes, he's actually very good at his finite control with these little I think they were little flashbangs, little balls, and he rolled them using the Force in separate directions. Absolutely. So his strength comes with finesse. That's why he was actually one of the only individuals who could probably beat General Grievous in a straight-out fight. His fighting style is a defensive form. He's a master of the defensive form. Whereas, basically he's got a gentle hand when it comes to his style of fighting versus anyone who's more aggressive. Grievous would have an overall advantage over them by his use of the Force, of course. Obviously, he can do things like Jedi mind trick. That won't work on the Kakashi because it's all about weak will, the feeble-minded. Strong will, it's not going to work on him. Or hell, even not even a strong will, just a general will probably work. You kind of have to be a pretty dopey guy to have it work on you. He can force push. I think he can force heal as well. They'll probably bring that because in the games you can use force heal most of the time. Like the I remember for PlayStation because I had for PlayStation 2 the Revenge of the Sith game, which is actually pretty fun. Like most of those games made from the movies are kind of they are what they are. But the Revenge of the Sith one, even though you're basically just going through the movie, they added extra stuff like raiding the Jedi Temple. You're actually fighting Jedi and stuff like that. Going through the ship to get to Palpatine, fighting Dooku. It's actually pretty fun. And they actually did a pretty solid job on like the lightsaber combat and stuff like that. At least I thought so. But here's maybe something's going to happen. And maybe when they explain it, if Obi-Wan wins, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. But again, on paper, it's just like, how does he beat Kakashi? Because here's the thing, in terms of sheer versatility alone, Kakashi has has copied over 1,000 jutsu, which means he has over 1,000 jutsu in his arsenal. We never even saw. You know what? Let me get a list of his actual number of jutsu we actually saw in the show. Kakashi Atake here. 1 second. Because I know it's like, it's barely even a handful of what he supposedly has in his arsenal. So let's see here. Kakashi, list of known jutsu. Let's see. By my count here, and I don't even have a firm, accurate count at the moment, I'm just going to estimate it based on the number I'm seeing here. 30 jutsu we saw him use between the anime and the manga. Percentage-wise, that's barely 3%. That's around 3% of what he theoretically actually knows. So you take that into consideration. He has, honestly, age-wise, we know Obi-Wan was older than Kakashi, so he does have more. Their military experience is probably even, because Kakashi's been a ninja since he was like 6 or 9. So he's had over 2 decades worth of experience. He learned stuff even beyond his retirement as the Hokage. He became the Hokage. I mean, you break this down. He has access to all 5 chakras, really. We never actually see him use wind chakra, but he knows how to teach it. But we've seen him use lightning, water, fire, earth. So he has all those under his belt, including multiple ways to do that, multiple techniques within those jutsu styles. Then, of course, you have his Sharingan, which now, with the Sharingan, he's not going to be able to copy anything Obi-Wan does. That's something that Obi-Wan has an advantage on over him. But he could still possibly put him in a Genjutsu. If Obi-Wan can break it, that's great. But he can predict Obi-Wan's moves. And then, of course, he goes into his Mangekyo, which there's... Obi-Wan has no defense, as far as I know, against the Kamui. Like, he's screwed against the Kamui. But that's not the only thing we got to talk about. Because, let's be honest, they might. I don't think they're going to do this because it's technically not by Kakashi's own power. But they might bring in, when Obito gave him his other one, and he actually was able to get a Susanoo. Or a Susanoo. And if that's the point, then there's nothing Obi-Wan can freaking do. There's nothing he can do. Now, I think I know where they might try to catch Kakashi in terms of where Obi-Wan might be able to beat him. And that's because Kakashi draws on chakra, but he's got a finite reserve of that. And Kakashi's been very well known to drive himself to extreme exhaustion to get the job done. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't. That doesn't mean he'd lose. It just means he'd be able to drive himself to extreme exhaustion. Now, he could wear out completely because Obi-Wan, most Jedi don't draw on a finite amount of force. They just have the force. And Obi-Wan is an endurance fighter. Ultimately, he is an endurance fighter. Whereas Kakashi is to a certain degree because he's very smart. He's very aware of his limitations. So he makes the best usage of what he has. And he also has he's got, explosive notes, smoke bombs. He's got all that stuff. And Obi-Wan has a lightsaber, so that kind of defeats that. And let's be honest, Kakashi gets a hold of Obi-Wan's lightsaber. There's nothing to stop him from using the lightsaber against him. Because he can do that. But Obi-Wan could probably just grab it out of Kakashi's hands. And again, with explosive notes, things along those lines, Obi-Wan can stop that. We've seen him do that. So I can see where they could give the win to Obi-Wan. I can see it, but I'm probably going to be like the majority of people. I'm going with Kakashi. And you know what? Knowing my streak right now, I'm probably going to be dead wrong. I'm going to be like, how the hell did Kakashi lose? But I'm going Kakashi. Let me know what you think, why you think it. Oh man, I've just been sucking with my predictions this time around. So hopefully I'll be able to at least end on a relatively good note. Here's hoping. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you a little later for my Who Would Win. Until then, later, folks.